All right, so our essential question is, how can I check that my solution to an equation is correct? So we're going to learn a way to know 100% of the time whether or not the answer we got is the correct answer, which is awesome. So I'm going to let you copy this down and then we'll go over the steps and then we'll do some practice. Okay, so there's basically 3 steps. Step 1 means after we get our answer, we're going to take that answer and put it back in the equation wherever we see an x. So it's substitution. So wherever the variable was in the original equation, we're going to replace it with our answer. After we've done that, then we just do the math. So if we need to multiply, we multiply. If we need to add, we add. And then finally, if we have done everything correct, the left side, the number you get on the left side, should be the same number that we get on the right side. So let's talk about what that looks like. The first thing we need to do is solve the equation. So I'm going to do A here. I'll pause and let you guys do it. Okay, so checking our work, I'm going to choose to add 3x to both sides so that I have x just on one side. This becomes 5x plus 10. Those are gone, and this was a negative 5. Okay, now I'm on to so that was step 1. Step 2, get rid of addition and subtraction. So we're going to subtract 10 from this side. What I do to one side, I do to the other. And now I have 5x, 10s are gone, negative 5 and 10 more negatives is negative 15. And so now step 3, undo multiplication division. So divide by 5, divide by 5, the 5's cancel, x equals, this is negative 3 is the answer that we got. So now we need to check and see if that's correct. So what we're going to do is go back to the original equation. Everywhere we see an x, we're going to replace it with the negative 3. So if we decided x was equal to negative 3, then any place there's an x, it should be negative 3. So we're going to rewrite this to, instead of x, we're going to put negative 3 plus 10 equals negative 3. Instead of x, we're going to put negative 3 minus 5. So that was step 1 of substitution. Step 2 is doing the math. So I'm going to multiply on both sides. So 2 times negative 3, negative 6 plus 10 equals negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9 minus 5. Now I do this step here. Negative 6 plus 10 is going to give me a positive 4. And 9 minus 5 is also positive 4. Because the left side and the right side are the same, we can check it off and say, yes, our answer was correct. If our answer had been incorrect, we would have gotten different numbers on both sides of the equal sign. So why don't you go ahead and try B all by yourself. So solve it and check it. Okay, so B, before we get started, we have to use the distributive property. So this becomes 2x plus 2 times 4 is 8. And this side is still the same. Okay, because I don't like negatives, I'm going to add 2x to both sides to get rid of the 2x on the right side. So this becomes 4x plus 8 equals, that one is gone, 20. Okay, now we're on to step 2, addition and subtraction. So I'm going to subtract 8, This is 4x. The 8's are gone. 20 minus 8 is 12. And then lastly, step 3, divide by 4, divide by 4. 4's are gone, and x should equal 3. Now we need to check. So anywhere that I have an x, I need to replace it with a 3. So if I rewrite this, I've got 2 parentheses, 3 plus 4 equals -2 times 3 plus 20. Okay, now we can go ahead and do the distributive property here and here. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 times 4 is 8. -2 times 3 is -6, plus the 20. Okay, 6 plus 8 is 14. And -6 plus 20 is also 14. So this checks off that that's the correct answer as well. So that's it. You solve it, and then you go back in, and anywhere where you had an x, you put in your answer, and you'll know your answer is correct if at the end of the check, you have the same number on the left side as you have on the right side. It's incorrect if that's not the case. So if you end up with something like -3 equals 5, that means your answer is wrong, and you're going to need to go back up and try again. What questions do you have?